Hello everyone, my name is Kylie and welcome to my counter-argument video per last week's discussion. Last week I found 3 articles tied to religion. All 3 used religion to support their cause, despite how accurate they may have been. The first article from Fox News, titled Trump Champions Jesus' Miraculous Resurrection in Palm Sunday Message by Wallace D. in 2025, uses faith to show that Donald Trump was saved by God to make America great again. Last week I mentioned that this oversimplification of faith-based statements use emotional-based appeals, as talked about in our text, The Age of Propaganda, to send their message that Trump is our ultimate savior. The second article from the BBC by Ellie Macbull, titled The Christians Who See Trump as Their Savior, touches on these same topics. For example, the NBC article says, quote, "This is a big one for Christians, for evangelicals," he says. "We believe the president will defend religious freedom where the Democrats would not." Though the emotional appeal used to support the author's claims makes the article come off as manipulative, perhaps there is truth to what they are saying. The beginning of both articles shows Trump's quotes on his newfound faith after a near-death experience, and his beliefs seem accurate. But both articles twist his vision of faith around to make it seem like he's on a higher pedestal than all of the other political figures. The Fox article by Wallace D. in 2025 then goes on to say that Carolyn Leavitt said, quote, "She drew a sharp contrast with the Biden administration, which marked Easter Sunday, which fell on March 31st, 2024, the most important holiday on the Christian church calendar, as Transgender Day of Visibility," end quote. Comparing Trump to his competitors is what gives these articles more of a manipulative feel. I think that if the article had just stuck to Trump's beliefs and what he was doing, the good he was doing based upon them, that the article would have hit home to more Christians. Both of these articles contain direct accounts of Trump's rhetoric, and looking at that alone shows that the pieces could be more nuanced than they actually are because of the fluff around them and how it makes the pieces come off. The final article from the NBC, titled Evangelical Environmentalists Push for Climate Votes, initially gets the message of Christianity correct, as I mentioned last week. After taking another deep dive into this article, I believe it could be seen as a one-sided appeal, as our book, The Age of Propaganda by Pratkanis and Aronson would suggest. The Age of Propaganda mentions that one-sided appeals can be effective when the audience is already sympathetic or uniform on a certain topic. The article from NBC doesn't go against its counter-arguments in any capacity and only focuses on what they already believe. In doing this, they also frame their piece into what the authors from the Age of Propaganda would call the social consensus. Nidhi Sharma and Lauren Wilson say in the 2024 article, quote, "It's 2024, and Christians aren't the only ones talking about apocalyptic times," he told his congregation at a Sunday morning service in July. "As glaciers melt and sea levels rise and greed wants to run the show, the people of God must show up," end quote. Not only are they saying Christians are experiencing these issues, but the world is going through these changes as well. This makes the article appeal to the world on a grander scale, with the hopes that all viewers will change their beliefs and also become Christian. After seeing how easily these narratives can be changed, it's clear that media uses stories about Christianity to support their own needs. Like the articles I've chosen, some articles connect faith on politics and others connect to values such as caring for the earth. No matter how positive a message can be seen at a first glance, it is important to take a deep dive into the methods of influence that are being used to ensure that you are seeing the bigger picture. The book we have been reading, The Age of Propaganda, certainly explains how these influences work better than I. Nonetheless, this is an important lesson for us to learn, as the media is able to shape our views on anything, including religion. Thank you.